The Carrion Crawler is a fierce and grotesque creature that lurks in dark and dank places in the Dungeons & Dragons universe. These massive worm-like monstrosities are known for their insatiable hunger and their ability to paralyze their prey with their venomous tentacles. At first glance, the Carrion Crawler appears to be little more than a writhing mass of flesh and tentacles, but upon closer inspection, one can see the wicked gleam in its beady eyes and the razor-sharp teeth that line its gaping maw. This abomination is a master of ambush and can strike with lightning-fast speed, leaving even the most experienced adventurers reeling in shock. Now that we know what a Carrion Crawler is, let's talk features. The Carrion Crawler has a +3 to perception and a climbing speed of 30 feet. In addition, it has a dark vision of 60 feet and a passive perception of 13. Its first feature is keen smell. The Carrion Crawler has advantage in wisdom perception checks that rely on smell, which means the minute he catches a whiff of you...
Do you smell that? It smells like a bitch.
Its second feature is spider climb. The Carrion Crawler can climb difficult surfaces including upside down on ceilings without needing to make any ability checks, giving the crawler some pretty good specs for ambushing. For its combat actions, we start with multi-attack. The Carrion Crawler makes 2 attacks, one with its tentacles and one with its bite. The tentacle is a melee weapon attack with a reach of 10 feet.
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Dealing 4 or 1d4 plus 2 poison damage. The target must succeed a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned for 1 minute. Until the poison ends, the target is paralyzed, which fucking sucks. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the poison on itself on a success. And for second, we have a simple bite melee weapon attack, dealing 7 or 2d4 plus 2 piercing damage. The bite is simple, and this creature could pose a serious threat depending on the poison from its tentacle attack. Now that we talk about its features, let's talk settings. Here are 3 settings that could work for your world. Number 1, we have the Mutated Crawler. A laboratory that experimented on a Carrion Crawler was once a renowned research facility, but it was taken over by a group of rogue scientists who sought out to push their limits of magical experimentation. The Mutated Crawler was the result of one of their most successful experiments, but it broke free and now threatens a nearby town. The party must stop the rogue scientists and their dangerous experiments before they can cause any more harm. For a second scenario, we have the Elemental Crawler. A wizard who will hire the party to retrieve a crystal is a recluse who has been studying elemental magic for decades. He believes that the crystal is the key to unlocking the secrets of elemental magic, but it has been stolen by an Elemental Crawler, a powerful creature that has absorbed the elemental energies of the volcano. The party must retrieve the crystal from the Elemental Crawler and return it to the wizard so that he can continue his research and unlock the secrets of elemental magic. For our last scenario, we have the Carrion Crawler Queen. The town has been suffering from mysterious disease that has been killing off its inhabitants one by one. Desperate to find a cure, the townspeople turn to a group of alchemists who promise to help. However, their experiments only made things worse, and they accidentally created a deadly virus that infected the local wildlife, including the Carrion Crawlers in the nearby mine. The Queen, the strongest and most resilient of the crawlers, survived the virus but was mutated by it, becoming more aggressive and powerful than ever before. The party is hired by a town to investigate the sources of the virus and put an end to it. They soon discover the alchemist laboratory and the twisted experiments they've been conducting. The party must defeat the Queen and navigate through the laboratory to defeat the mutated creatures within. They must also find a way to cure the virus before it spreads beyond the town and causes a full-blown epidemic. For a general combat strategy, the Carrion Crawler are ambushing predators that prefer to attack from hidden positions, waiting for prey to come to them. Once engaged in combat, they rely on their powerful tentacles to stun and immobilize their opponents, while they deliver a barrage of painful bites. Mechanically, the Carrion Crawler will attempt to surprise the party, using a stealth skill to hide in the shadows behind cover. Once it has identified its target, it will emerge from hiding and attempt to grapple it with its tentacles, which will have a reach of 10 feet. The Carrion Crawler will then attempt to bite its immobilized victim with its sharp mandibles, dealing piercing damage. If multiple opponents are present, the Carrion Crawler will use his tentacles to stun one target while it focuses on another. It will also attempt to drag immobilized opponents back to its lair to feed on later. Now, for an interesting combat encounter, we created 3 new features and abilities. Starting at number 1, we have Acidic Secretions. This feature allows the Carrion Crawler to spit acid in a 15-foot cone. The target must make a dexterity saving throw or take 66 acid damage. If they fail the saving throw, the acid continues to burn the target token for a number of rounds equal to the Carrion Crawler's Constitution modifier. The ongoing damage deals 1d6 acid damage per round at the end of their turns. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns to end the ongoing damage. Number 2, we have regenerative properties, which is just a fancy way of saying regeneration. This feature allows the Carrion Crawler to regenerate a certain amount of hit points at the start of each of its turns. As long as it has at least 1 hit point, the Carrion Crawler generates 5 hit points at the start of each of its turns. The Carrion Crawler also has the ability to regenerate lost limbs or body parts, allowing it to continue fighting even after taking significant damage. The rules for regenerating lost body parts are detailed in Dungeon Master Guides page 272. And lastly, a really cool one, mimicry. This feature allows the Carrion Crawler to mimic the sound and movements of other creatures. This could be used to lure in prey, create diversions, or confuse its opponents during combat. For example, the Carrion Crawler could mimic the sound of a wounded animal to attract adventurers to its lair. Additionally, the Carrion Crawler could have a bonus to its deception skill while attempting to impersonate other creatures or sounds, allowing it to better fool its opponents. The exact bonus would depend on the Carrion Crawler's challenge rating or the specific situation in which it's using its ability. That's all for today's video. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Tell me about your favorite encounter with a Carrion Crawler in the comment section below. Peace.